After some quiet months, it looks like the video game releases are finally starting to heat up. So here we are to bring you the top 10 new games releasing in October 2016. Starting off with number 10, we have WWE 2K17. A game which, with 2K16, seems to have really found its footing in the gameplay department, but with the last two or so 2K games, they kind of scaled back on the actual features and modes department, which was a total bummer. But it seems like this time around, 2K's working to bring back the stuff that we really liked about these games. You know, some of that weird quirky stuff. They did mention they're bringing back behind-the-scenes locker room fights within the crowds. They're also embracing and revamping new animations for tables, ladders, and just general fight animations. And by adding a bunch more stuff, it seems like they're trying to recapture the glory days of the old awesome wrestling games, and I hope they do. And at number 9, we have World of Final Fantasy, which is a Final Fantasy game for Final Fantasy fans. It's a JRPG-style game where you play as two new protagonists in the world of Grimoire that also happens to be populated by some of your favorite Final Fantasy characters and monsters from the series. The thing is, though, is that they're not actually the characters ripped out of their games and plopped into this one. They actually exist within this world, so it's kind of weird. The gameplay combat is ATB, or Active Time Battle, which you're probably very familiar with if you're a Final Fantasy fan, but there's also an added layer of capturing these mirage-type creatures that you can stack and use to your advantage in battle with different attributes. You can also use them outside of battle with, like, puzzle-solving elements and stuff. It looks quirky and fun, and if you're itching for another JRPG, this might be the one for you this month. And at number 8, we have the Elder Scrolls Skyrim Special Edition. Yeah, you guys have been waiting a long time for this one. It feels like forever. What this is, for those of you that don't know, is a remastered version of Skyrim on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Bethesda went in and retooled some things and added new effects, better textures, a nice crisp HD image, new lighting, and a bunch of stuff that just makes the game look more pretty. Not only that, but it's also getting some mod support, but unfortunately only for Xbox One. If you've been following the news, Bethesda announced that Sony isn't letting mods happen on their console. But what I really like is that it includes all the DLC and add-on content, which really made the game even better. So if you missed any of that, now's your chance, because this is definitely a good opportunity to just jump back into Skyrim. And at number 7, we have Paper Mario Color Splash. The newest and I believe 5th Paper Mario game expands upon the Sticker Star style gameplay, but this time around, instead of plopping stickers around, you have a paint hammer that you smash and add color to discolored parts of the world. The Paper Mario games are fun, light RPG style adventure games that, you know, they're really quirky, and it's a break from the normal type Mario stuff. It's got a very different vibe, a very different feel to it, but it's fun. Not only that, but the style of the Paper Mario games are always gorgeous. I mean, look at this. It's really cool looking. At least the Wii U is getting some love, right? It might be the last game any of us even play on Wii U. I gotta get mine out of storage. Anyway. With number 6, we have Titanfall 2. Yes, you're probably thinking, hey, this should be higher on the list, but there's just so many games coming out this month. But that's just how it is. Now, look, if you guys jumped into the beta, you probably know what to expect with Titanfall 2. And yes, it's a lot of fun, but what I really like is all the new additions. New modes, new deeper ways of customizing your Titan. And then, of course, that really cool grappling hook thing. I'm looking forward to seeing how they're tuning the balance of everything, because the pacing of matches seemed a little bit different than the original Titanfall, which I was a big fan of. But what I'm really excited about as well is something that a lot of people were asking for, is a single player campaign. It looks really cool. It looks like you're best friends with your robot friend, and it's just another excuse to shoot stuff, and that's all I was looking for anyway. And at number 5, we have Shadow Warrior 2, the sequel to the reboot of 2013's Shadow Warrior, which I gotta say, I thought was totally underrated. It didn't get enough praise or attention. It was fun and stupid and awesome. Once again, you're playing as this awesome, weird, badass Lo Wang, and you gotta fight demons that are entering the world. You just gotta kill a bunch of stuff. It's first-person action. It's ridiculous. Apparently now there's over 70 different weapons, all types of swords and guns and crazy things. Level environments are much more open, allowing you to take different approaches, but the game is also procedurally generated this time around, which seems kind of weird, but I guess maybe it's so the fun never stops. And for a game like this, you're not really paying attention to the scenery, and I'm just all about running around at blazing speed, shooting stuff in first person. It's my type of game. And at number 4, we have Civilization 6. Hello, PC gamers, how are you? These strategy games are definitely for a certain type of gamer, but they are just so addictive that you're not gonna be able to put it down, especially this one. With all the new stuff they added with Civ 6, it just makes everything way more exciting. Look, they changed the look and the art style. Some people don't like it. I personally am very into it. After spending a lot of hands-on time with the game, I did appreciate the new systems, especially now the fact that cities don't just stack. You can actually spread and grow them out and feel like you're really, really building a massive new city. Also, civics are retooled. with extra depth. The religion system is really cool and how it affects everything, as well as the ability to set up and micromanage trade routes and get more money. And not only that, but there are a bunch of new leaders, which I always look forward to seeing come to life in these games. Even if you're only a vague fan of strategy games, I suggest checking out Civ 6 when it releases because it's just so cool, and if it gets its hooks in you, you're just never gonna be able to get out. And at number 3 on this list, we have Battlefield 1, which honestly seems like a breath of fresh air for first-person shooters. There's a ton of first-person competitive multiplayer shooters coming out this season, but I'm really excited about Battlefield 1 just because of that setting. That whole World War I thing just makes it seem so unique, but thankfully, it also retains that core, fun, awesomeness of Battlefield and why people like the series originally. Despite being World War I, DICE still managed to make the game feel fast-paced and exciting as it should be. And honestly, I'm also really looking forward to seeing how the campaign is handled because we don't have a ton of information out about it yet, but hey, I like a single player experience sometimes. But ultimately, I'm just looking forward to jumping back into a Battlefield game. After, mixed responses to the last few, I hope this one knocks it out of the park. And at number 2 on our list, we have Mafia III, a game which I very recently had some hands-on time with, and I think it's shaping up nicely, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. This is definitely going to be the open-world crime game of the season, and while the on-foot third-person shooting and driving stuff doesn't really change the genre much, the focus and emphasis on the time period, the setting, the atmosphere, the vibe, and the story and the characters is what I think is really gonna nail it. Lincoln Clay is a very interesting character, and the world he inhabits is actually interesting and deep and subtle. Not only that, there's also a bunch of supporting characters that I seem like I'm actually gonna give a shit about. And it's also got a kick-ass soundtrack from the time period of the late 60s, early 70s. If you're into that type of classic rock, you might really enjoy the sounds behind Mafia. I like open world, I like stealing cars, and I like shooting mobsters, so I'm really anticipating Mafia 3's official release. And at number 1 on our list, we have Gears of War 4. We're big fans of the Gears of War series here at gameranx, and honestly, after Judgment, everyone kind of forgot about it, so I'm happy that the series is hopefully making a big comeback. It's being created by different developers this time around, the Coalition, so they got something to prove. There's a new world, new characters, you're playing as JD Phoenix, but thankfully the gameplay seems somewhat familiar. It doesn't seem like they really changed it enough to alienate people, but we all just want Gears gameplay. What I am excited to see how they pull off are the new enemy types and all the different weird weapon designs that they're coming up with that really kind of change the flow of things. Also, judging from the trailers, it seems like Marcus Phoenix, while older, is still going to be in it a lot, and I'm looking forward to that because I love Marcus. And honestly, I'm glad he's still sticking around. Speaking of sticking around, the new Horde mode is something I'm going to be playing online a lot. I can already tell, and I gotta admit, I'm really itching to chainsaw people again. So guys, those are what we think are the 10 best games releasing in October. These are the ones that should be on your radar that you should care about, although there are a few others releasing. So let us know in the comments what you're looking forward to the most in October. Are you gonna pick up Titanfall 2 or Battlefield 1? Or are you gonna get both because you're crazy and you got a lot of time on your hands? Are you the type of person to dig into Skyrim again, or are you gonna try Mafia 3? Let's talk about any of these games down in the comments, and you guys know the deal. If you learned about a new game or two, clicking the like button helps us out a ton, and as always, we really appreciate it. And subscribing if you're new is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.